Hi guys, Tiffany here from Lake Life State of Mind, and welcome to another edition of Thirsty Thursday. I have something so exciting to share with you all today. Today we are going to be making a Kahlua Infused Cupcake. We're taking a little step away from an actual beverage that we're gonna hold in our hand and drink, and we're infusing some liquor inside of a cupcake instead. This, my friends, is something that has been on my blog since the beginning. I want to say this is the first dessert I ever put on my blog. This I made way back when, I think it was in 2017, for a birthday party that I threw here in the house for Patrick. It was a fight night, and so it was a late evening. We had predominantly adults, and I wanted to make something homemade and something cool as his birthday cake, but with so many people, it was just easier to do cupcakes. So I came up with, or actually I kind of got a little bit of help from one of my favorite little cookbooks that I have, or baking books. It's called Cake Doctors. I've talked to you all about it before on the blog. It is a book that tells you all different ways to doctor up a basic cake mix and make it into something that's like bakery style quality. So for his birthday, I decided I was gonna make cupcakes. I wanted it to have some sort of alcohol inside of it. Although I will say, once you bake it, most of the alcohol completely bakes out and you don't really have a lot of alcohol content, if any, but you do still have the flavor of the Kahlua inside. So simple. Literally, we're gonna throw everything inside of this bowl here, mix it all together, and we're gonna pop them in the oven, and then we're gonna frost them after. So totally different for you guys, right? But we're still using the liquor today. We're using the Kahlua. I also do the same exact recipe, but I use Amaretto with the yellow cake mix. So I had yellow cupcakes and then I had chocolate cupcakes. So feel free to do a mixture of both. Today we're just gonna go with the chocolate because I'm not hosting a party. So we're just gonna make one variety of these cupcakes today. Are you guys ready to go? So easy, so simple to make these Kahlua infused cupcakes. So you're gonna start with your devil's food mix, already done. Remember I said this is a cake box recipe. So this is in a 15.25 devil's food cake, and it's just gonna go right inside of your bowl. So I'm gonna open this up and get it inside. I don't even break out the mixer for this kind of stuff, just because when it's a cake mix, I just grab out an old school whisk and whisk it all together and stir everything together. I don't know. I don't feel the need to have to pull out my entire cake mix, or my cake, why can't I talk today? My stand mixer, sorry. All right, so we've got our 15.25 ounce container or box of cake mix, devil's food cake. We also have a 5.9 ounce box of chocolate pudding mix. This is the, is it the instant kind? Yes, this is the instant kind, not the cooked kind. So make sure you check that out. You want the instant chocolate pudding. So going in with the cake mix. Again, so far I really haven't had to measure anything at all. And that's why I like cake mixes, because you don't have to worry about measuring out the flour or making sure that everything is just perfect. They've done all the work for you. So easy enough. So pudding's in, cake mix is in. We are going to add in a half a cup of water. So I'm putting a half a cup of water inside. I am also gonna measure out a half a cup of vegetable oil. So we're gonna put in half a cup of that. Just plain old vegetable oil. You can use canola oil. Just don't use olive oil. You definitely want some sort of vegetable oil. So I've got a half a cup of that going in as well. We're done with that. Move this to the side. Now, here comes the liquor. We are going to add 3/4 of a cup of your Kahlua. So we're gonna measure that out. And Kahlua is just a coffee liqueur. And honestly, coffee and chocolate are such a good combination. A lot of times people will just add like instant coffee granules to any type of chocolate cake or chocolate cupcakes because of the fact that you won't really taste the coffee so much, but it brings out the chocolate flavor quite a bit. If you didn't know that, that's a good trick to add to your chocolate cakes or cupcakes. So let me just make sure, because I want to make sure I get every little ounce in there. Perfect. 3/4 of a cup of your Kahlua going in. I'm done with that. All that's left to do now is to crack in 4 eggs. So here's one. And this is gonna make quite a bit of cupcakes here. I'm probably gonna end up getting, I don't know, I mean a good, I know I'll get at least a dozen. I'm gonna get probably close to 2 dozen just because there's a lot of batter here by the time you add in your cake mix plus adding in the cookie, or excuse me, not the cookie, the pudding inside of it as well. All right, so there we go. Gonna grab myself a paper towel because my hands have eggs everywhere now. Perfect. So everything is nice and yucky inside of there. And all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get a whisk. Again, you can use a mixer if you want to, but when I'm using a cake mix, I just don't feel the need to have to dirty any more extra dishes. So I don't end up using my handheld mixer or my stand-up mixer, but completely and totally up to you. I just feel like it's more fun when you do it this way with the cake mix, and it whips up in no time, and it's already coming together. Try to get it so you guys can see I have a massive bowl here, of course. Once it starts getting most of the powder from the cake mix and from the pudding mix together, I'll switch over to a spatula. But for now, I'm just getting in there, trying to break everything up. Simple, simple. It's never gonna mix like perfectly when you're using a cake mix in something like this. So just know you might have a few little clumps in there, and that's completely and totally fine. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. See that? Look at that chocolate and Kahlua beautifulness going on in there. I like to hit my whisk a little bit because sometimes you'll get like the powder and stuff stuck inside there, and nobody wants that. All right, I think we're good. You could lick this, just make sure you know, don't give that to your kiddos because there is liquor inside of there. If you want to give it to your kids after it bakes, like I said before, most of everything of the liquor is going to kind of be cooked off, so you're not going to really have a huge alcohol content. There were a couple kids at the party that, for Patrick, family members, they did have the cupcakes. They were absolutely fine, but that's what we did. Don't feel the need to do that. It's whatever your discretion, but honestly, the alcohol cooks off. But right now, there's nothing cooked off, so don't let your kids lick this spatula because there is liquor in this right now. All right, that's it. How awesome is that? This is just perfect. And you saw, I literally just dumped everything inside of this bowl and mixed with the whisk, and now a spatula. How easy is that, right? All right, all that is left to do now is to fill my cupcake holders, and I have just a regular tray. I've got these really, really, really cute cupcake holders that I got that have teal and blue, and they're all Lake Life. I just wanted to share with you guys. I don't know that you'll be able to find these exact ones. I will try to find them and link them in the blog post. But these I got at Home Goods and Marshalls, and I always will just walk down the baking aisle and see what kind of cupcake holders and things that they have, and I just buy them and keep them in my pantry. Just in the event that I want to make something nice and just have nice cupcakes, I always like to have these cute little cupcake holders. So that's where I got them. These are from Home Goods. All right, one more trick. I like to use a ice cream scoop when I am putting my batter into my cupcakes. The reason why is because for starters, it's the perfect amount. It just goes, you want it to go about 3/4 of the way up your cupcake holder. Any more than that, it's gonna completely just explode. Do not fill them all the way to the top. It will be a mess. So 3/4 of the way. The other thing is that this will make uniform size cupcakes. So not a big a deal when you're doing it for the people in your house. I don't really think that they care if they're all the same size. Your OCD might, but the people in your house probably don't. But if you're doing it for a party like I did, I really wanted them to be uniform. So I just like to use the scoop. You get the same exact amount, you put them in each one, and that's it. All right, so I'm just gonna show you an example of how I did one, or how I do one, just putting everything in there. And maybe we'll go, let's see, back here is good so you guys can see. You literally just drop it inside like so, and that's about 3/4 of the way up. And that's it. I am going to continue to fill these up, and we're gonna put them in the oven for at 350 degrees. I'm gonna check them at about 15 minutes. They should take about 15 to 20 minutes. I like to check them at 15 by sticking a toothpick in the center. If you pull it out and there's no cake on it, that means your cupcakes are done. If you put a toothpick in and you still got some wet batter on it, you need to let it go a little bit longer. So filling these up, putting them in a 350 degree oven, gonna check them at 15 minutes, see if they're done, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, and then we're gonna pull them out. Sounds good? I'll see you guys in a little while when we finish up the next step for these Kahlua Infused Cupcakes. All right, guys, so we are back. We baked our cupcakes at 350 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. I had mentioned check them at 15 minutes, see if they're done in the center. If not, let them cook a little bit longer. And then once they were done, I pulled them out of the oven and I put them on one of these wired racks here. You want your cupcakes to cool completely because you do not want to put frosting on a hot cupcake, because if you do, it's just gonna melt and be a mess. So once your cupcakes have completely and totally cooled, you have two options here. You can put these inside of a Tupperware container, close them, seal them up, and you don't need to frost them. When I did this for Patrick's party, I try to do things ahead of time, so I actually made the cupcakes the day before, put them in the Tupperware without frosting them, put them on my counter, and then the next day is when I frosted them. You could even freeze these as well, put them in your freezer, and then thaw them out, frost them afterwards. So a couple of different options that you have, but we are frosting them now because I want you to see the end result. I actually already frosted quite a few of them and I put them on my cake stand here just for looks, but I want to show you how I frosted them because it's super easy. And to be honest with you, I did make my own frosting, but when I made these for the party, I bought a can of the frosting and all I did was make it look pretty by putting it on top, a little decorative. But if you want to make homemade, great. If you don't, go with the can. Whatever you have time for is completely up to you. But what I do recommend to give it this like little fancy look, how I have here, is putting it into a bag when you're frosting. Now, you don't need anything fancy. Do I have the bags that are fancy? Yes. Do I have the tips that are fancy? Yes, but I do this often. And if you're just an everyday regular person, you could still do this using a simple Ziploc bag. And so that's what we're gonna use today because I want to show you how easy it really is. This is literally just a gallon-sized bag. I have used some of the frosting already, obviously here, but all you do is open up your gallon-sized bag and you put your frosting into one corner of the Ziploc. So here's the corner, haven't used it, but you move the frosting into one of the corners and you simply take a pair of scissors and cut the tip off. And that is it. You can do this with a Ziploc. No need for any fancy tools. What I do when I'm frosting my cupcakes, I'm gonna show you one here. I like to put a dot right in the center, and that's gonna help when we swirl to get that little peak that happens at the top. So I simply just start from the outside, work my way around, and that centerpiece helps you get a little bit of height on there. And that is it. Literally did that with the Ziploc bag. Nothing fancy, people. I'll show you one more just because. I'm gonna move the frosting down. We're gonna start again with just that simple little dot. Gotta move that out of the way so you all can see my bag. Dot in the center so you can get some height when you make that swirl. Starting from the edge, working all the way around till you get to the top. And that one did not look very good because I'm doing this for the camera, but there you go. That side looks a lot nicer. So that's it. At this point, you can add your sprinkles, and I have some super special sprinkles that I got. My friend Melanie sent them to me. It was such a cool surprise. They are actually glitter sprinkles, and they come in all sparkly colors. There is a gold sprinkle, there are silver sprinkles, and then there's rose gold sprinkles. This is perfect to do this for a New Year's Eve party, okay? Make these infused cupcakes, put some sparkly gold or rose gold or silver on there, and this is perfect for ringing in the new year. These are great. I will try to find them and link them in my blog post for you guys. But simply take some of your sprinkles, put it on top. This is glitter, so it's a little bit messy, but I've done it already here. Here is a rose gold and some silver. And then let me show you my gold ones here. And that's it. How cute are these? I'm gonna move this out of the way because I want you all to see my nice display that I have here of my cupcakes. So fancy. We're losing one off the side. Don't go anywhere. So fancy, so simple. Can you believe that we made this using a cake mix? These Kahlua Infused Cupcakes are literally going to make you happy, your guests happy. You're just gonna absolutely love them. They are a huge hit. Again, adult party, New Year's Eve, great times to make them, or make them just because it's Thirsty Thursday like today, right? I am gonna take a bite because I want you all to see how moist these cupcakes actually are. Let me open this. Nothing like having infused Kahlua cupcakes in the morning, right? All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna open this out because I want you guys to see just how delicious and moist and yummy these cupcakes are. All right, let me take a bite here. Oh my gosh. So good. Chocolate comes through, and then right at the end you get that little hint of the Kahlua in there. Just a coffee flavor, not an overwhelming alcohol flavor at all. Just tastes like a really, really moist bakery style cupcake, which is perfect. I love it. I hope you guys love it. Make sure you're following me at lakelifestateofmind.com. Follow me on Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Remember, I tell you guys, I'm always there. So if you're looking for something fun and exciting, you'll probably find it on my blog. And if you don't find it there, let me know how I can help you so that we can get it up on there so you can have some helpful tips, tricks with whatever you all need. Have a wonderful Thirsty Thursday. I hope you guys have a great day, and we will talk soon. Bye. Thank you.